here with Martine. Martine is a model, as you can see, beautiful face. But we're just talking to her about dehydration in the skin. Dehydration means that there can be an appearance of lines which are very, very, very superficial and actually can be reduced quite easily. And we're just talking about breakouts, and there's also a little bit of congestion in her nose that also suggests dehydration because she's not an extremely oily skin type. And there's slight dehydration on her forehead. So what we're going to do is we're going to do an epidermal skin needling. So you have a difference between epidermal and dermal. Epidermal is treating the epidermis, so you're treating cell renewal, you're treating hydration, you're treating epidermal hyperpigmentation, and you're basically clearing out the top layers of the skin. So this means less downtime for the client, and it also means their skin will be glowing a lot quicker. So we're going to do that for her. So what we're going to start off with first is with skin needling, you're breaking the skin, so you have to be extremely careful. We're going to put one glove on, and this is the glove that's going to touch her skin, and the other hand is going to be what picks up the products or anything like that. So we're going to start off with the cleanser. So the cleanser is more just to break down, get rid of any dirt on the skin, clear up her skin, get rid of any excess of oil. A little bit of congestion around the chin, that normally means hormones. So we have to be careful of the skin. So what we're going to do is cleanse the skin, remove it. Now, as you're breaking the skin, you want to make sure that the skin is really clean. So we're going to use an alcoholic swab or wipe to clear the skin of any potential bacteria or anything on the skin. And it smells lovely too. So the skin is now sterilised, completely clean. And we need to make sure that only the needles are touching it. Each needle should be sterilised, closed, encased, and should not be used on any other clients or even a second time on a client. So as we're treating dehydration, we're using Dermaquest B5 Hydrating Serum, which is amazing for putting hyaluronic acid into the skin. Hyaluronic acid is really what's going to hydrate the skin. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start off on one side of the face. If you're starting from the neck and you're doing the neck, face and forehead, I would start here, start on the neck and then work your way around. The reason why is this is the most comfortable area to start off the treatment and this is the least. So by the time you get round to this side, then the client isn't feeling it as much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap out the gloves that we've had everything on. We've touched everywhere. I'm going to use this glove with this pen and make sure that nothing else touches it. And this is going to protect the pen if you do have any breakage of the skin. So we're going to start off on the cheek and we're going to put it at, always start in 0.5 and see how the client feels. So starting on 0.5, we're going to apply your serum. It's going to be nice and hydrating. Don't mind it won't hurt.
Sounds quite intimidating.
I know, it's like being at a dentist.
Or like tattoo parlour. Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Now, when I'm doing skin needling, I always have the pen the same direction as the lymphatic system, because any drainage or helping with the lymphatic system is always good for the skin. Okay, and then you're going to move up onto her forehead Now forehead is the most uncomfortable, but really it only feels a bit scratchy. So I'm starting off on 0.25 and then I'm going to see how the client feels. How does that feel?
Not too bad.
Not great, but not.
Yes, that could be worse.
Now we're going to move on to this nose. This will feel a little bit weird. This will help declog the pores as it causes exfoliation on the skin. We're still on 0.25 and we're going back down around the eye area. And a little bit of the lip line, if you go over it a tiny bit, it'll help plump up the lips. Okay, so now for cheek area and for jawline area, this area is has a lot more fat and a lot thicker skin, so it can take a deeper needle. So we're going to go back up to 0.5 for that. So her skin has a nice redness that side, and I just want to get the same on this side. So we're going to work a few minutes more to make sure we get the same amount of erythema. Now, as this blood is rushing to the skin to create redness in the skin, it's also feeding the skin. So your skin going red during a treatment is good for your skin because it's carrying nutrients and oxygen to your skin, which feeds your skin. Obviously redness to some degree. Perfect. So, does that feel okay?
Yeah.
I know, lovely. You're like, yes.
Cooling down.
So what I like to do is give them some gauze that's using filtered water, and it's nice and cold, and leave it on the skin for a few minutes. Just make sure you don't suffocate her. And so it'll take a few minutes for the pores to close back up. And we're going to dispose of the needles and any tissues that we've used to wipe off the skin straight afterwards. We're all going to throw those away in clinical waste, because obviously that's people's blood or bacteria on their skin. So you have to make sure you dispose of it safely. Does it feel hot?
It's cooling down now.
going to use a hydrator to hydrate the skin, and then we're going to put on an SPF. We need to protect the skin. Now her skin will be red for a little while afterwards, but will be gone in about an hour or two. During the first day, 24 hours to 48, she's not to go running, exercising, wash her face with hot water, or use any AHAs or exfoliants on it. She's to leave the area alone and just cleanse with a gentle cleanser and just SPF. But her skin will be glowing by